Hello there everyone, this is I Am Mark III and welcome to this week's little mini-series. Yes, I know, I've still got a couple of parts of last week's mini-series still coming out, but what can I say? Timing! At least I will get last week's mini-series sorted out and there will be parts 4 and 5 of that one forthcoming. But, another week, another mini-series. And this time we've got something of an old classic going on. We've got Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe. This is the open source, free to play, free to download version of the old original classic, one of the grandfathers of transport management games. The original Transport Tycoon Deluxe edition. And yeah, I figured we'd just take this and we'd go ahead and we would try to make some moolah by moving things from A to B in a convoluted manner. Well, definitely not convoluted, makes it unprofitable, but yeah, this game takes the original Transport Tycoon, makes it free, and also greatly expands on functionality, orders, and things like that. And this game is quite honestly why I keep comparing more recent games to, well, this one, basically. Because this one has been there, done that, got the t-shirt, got the fancy paper hat, sang the song, and just strutted its stuff all the way home in the most stylistic way possible, and definitely without any jaywalking. Well, it did jaywalk, but it never got caught. Let's put it that way. Yes, let's start a new game, shall we? All sorts of options here. We've got 4 different terrain sets: terrain, snowy landscape, desert biome, and the ever in quotes, unpopular? Well, quote unquote. Fairly popular, but it was like a niche, more niche one. A Toyland landscape as well. So a less serious take on things, though it was more limited usually. But we've also got a lot of different options here for our pre-generated map. All of which is the same in multiplayer, by the way. This game has single player and multiplayer capability. But we can build really, really, really big games if we were so inclined. We can also set our start date, and the later the date, of course, the more trains and text we get. And some stuff gets out of date and just stops over time. We're just going to start 1980, normal towns, normal industries, hilly terrain, so we've got some variety there, but the sea level's pretty high, so there's going to be a fair bit of water around as well. And let us generate our new empire. We may or may not be getting AIs coming in, by the way, later on. Yep, this looks okay. Not bad for a little mini-series map. Let's pause the game and get started. Right. Transport Tycoon, you play a transportation company, which you start out unnamed, but you can change your company name and details, all that, so... Ionian Incorporated. I can get a new face. Let's wasn't there a random one? Yeah, just play Tetris with it. All sorts of random dude. Give that one a goatee and it wouldn't be too far off, actually. Oh, sure, let's do that. Manager name is, of course, Ion Mark III, because that's me. And we can change our colour scheme as well. We can just have all across, or we can have it based on different transport types. But I tend to like a pale green, so I'm going to switch that to pale green there. Yeah, also sometimes the music in this game is a bit off. Where is that? Let's put it this way, sometimes the music is very loud, sometimes it's not. It's because, well, I could play with the original music if I put my disc in, but the free stuff is what you get if you don't have the original disc, and some of it can be quite loud, which is a bit of a shame. There's settings in there somewhere. No, that's not it. Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, it's almost like the volume setting doesn't quite take sometimes. It's a little bit of a problem. But hey, it's a free game, but it's still being expanded. So, we must choose a place to start our fledgling little empire. There's a lot of farmland around here. Let's actually grab a map. I think I want to start off in industry more than anything else. So, Let's check local industry resources. I want coal's always a fairly valuable one, so there's a lot of coal. Yep. I think we're going to start off in coal, and then we'll see where things take us. Of course, because I've set it to hilly, it's not exactly the easiest routes to take sometimes. Like, there's a coal power plant up here, but the coal mines and all that stuff will have to go up a hill to get to it. Which is a slight issue. So, transportation routes between A to B is always something. Sometimes it's not, but good something. Like, there's one over here. It'll just be an absolute pain to get to. Unfortunately. I think maybe a massive bridge construction project may be in order. Honestly, I think I should just go for one of these two over here in the side. Let's double check our map very briefly. Click off town names because I'm looking for the red ones. Yeah, it's just those 4. And it flashes if I mouse over it. So there, or there. This one, however, is the furthest away because you need to worry about transportation distance. Oh yeah. If you do a good job transporting it over a longer distance, you get more dosh. So this will be where we start. There's a river nearby as well, but that doesn't matter to us because we are going to be going by train. Yes, the good old-fashioned train. So, let us begin by unpausing, like this, and we need to adjust the landscape, which is here. Just started and I'm already doing some terraforming work. I feel so good about this. Oh, that's a slight problem with sound/music. Bit quiet, that. Oh well. See, I want to go to transport. Yep, that's all I need because it just goes to 1 height, and then I'll have to send it down this hill over here as well, which is not going to be the greatest thing ever, but can't do much about it. And right now I want to get a 2-track. Let's do a 1-track 5 length just to get things, you know, started sort of with Primkenfield Heights, and we just begin our glorious transportation line like so. Of course, there's rocky terrain here as well, which is also not going to help too much. But that's okay. I can just get past it for the most part. I just have this hill over here, which I have to kind of worry about. I can try to do something about the tracks later, because right now we're already at our goal. Here is the nearest mine, which I'll place like that. Yeah, that'll do. So, as you can see, I've done a wondrous complex creation just to get my initial coal mines running. Also, I should get rid of the jukebox, don't need that there. And so, we get into making our train. We've got a few options because we started in 1980 rather than 1950, so a lot of the diesels are out. The electric tech is not quite here yet, I don't think. Oh, well, electric tech is actually here. You know, let's not bother with that for the moment. Let's just start out with a nice diesel. We want something relatively powerful because it's got a big hill to climb. Power 2600. Right, what's the output on this place? 96 tons a month. Ugh, I should have checked that beforehand. So 128, 144, 160. Let's just go for a Floss 47. Nice and standard. But that place only produces 90 per month, which is... one of these takes 30 tons, so 90 per month. 30, 60, 90. Let's make it... I like in this game to set it up so that it takes it travels out once every couple of months. So go to there, full load, and then you will go up to here. Though unfortunately it does kind of get things out of order sometimes. How do I delete? Oops. Forgive me, it's been a while since I played. I've kind of forgotten half of the stuff. Okay, so make sure I don't have it highlighted. And then we can just click there, and we press start. Sound effects are really down. But we got our first train rolling out, which is going to start loading for coal. And that's produced a little bit more coal, so, you know, that's all well and good. I just wanted to do something else, actually, before I forgot. Yes, citizens, rejoice because I have brought a thing. I'm going to double up the station. And just put in a couple of extra signals, because why the heck not? I'll also replace that train shed there. So the idea is we want this place to be constantly loading up a train. Because if the more you use the industry, the more it's going to output, and the more it's going to work. So, I want an exact duplicate of that train, so I'm just going to use the clone train button. I'm going to be lazy. Clone, and start it. Oh look! We've got a second train, which is identical to the first in every single way. How mysterious! And very much a feature that's missing from many more recent games. Just clone a train. Press the button, suddenly I've got an identical train, which is now sitting in the station as well. So we're going to leave that just starting off. Let's see. Now that we've got that initial line connection, we've also got that track up the hill. It's not a very good track, I must admit, but it's still a track. So, my plan is to continue with my evil scheme of world domination. 4, 5, 6, 7, that should be good enough. Sometimes this thing's a bit finicky, so I'll just use manual override instead. And the plan is that I am going to connect an additional line here. So we're going to get a passing point in, and then that will allow this section here to send its trains up this track quite happily. And it'll just keep those going. But we can also make use of that particular hills section there to get other trains up there too. Oh look, I'm out of money. Fine, time to take more loan, because we start out 100,000 in the hole. We're at default value, so I can borrow up to 500,000. And that's more than enough to just get things started, you know? While I listen to this chilled out music. Honestly, I think the closest game that I've come across to this in such a long time is Machinki, which is one of the reasons why I was so happy to find that game. But even so, Machinki still lacks features, and it's got some different systems and things in it, so, you know. It lacks features compared to this game. It's got a massive graphic upgrade, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's just graphics, you know? Also, yeah, that's a river, so I just need to bounce a bridge across that. I could make it really cheap out of wood, but let's go for girder steel. I still remember when I first played this game, I basically took a massive lake, I built a gigantic wooden bridge across it, and then I spent half an hour trying to figure out how to start a train, because I didn't read the instructions. And I think I've done just about as well as that, because I've not bothered to read the instructions when getting started on this either. Didn't need to though, I'm kind of dropping straight back into it. So that's all connected. There's another coal mine down here, which is 128, so that's slightly better. That's not too bad. There's also one over here. I could probably bridge across there. Aha! First train made it. How did you do? You made a profit of £5,000 this year so far. We're only in July. Well, it takes a couple of months to load the train each time. That's good. And that train is 60% full already. That is also excellent. As you can see, production varies a little bit month on month, because it was 120, now it's 150 produced last month. That's quite alright. It stays within a rough range, so it's generally pretty close. Let's put in a 2-stop one there. So as you can see, if you double it up, it gets this nice little glass roof over the top of it. Service subsidy offered. Okay. This is another little feature which many games don't have, and it's something true to real life. Like, this is a case of service subsidy offered. First passenger service from Tontburn to Darfingway will attract a year's subsidy from the local authorities. So if we put this transport route together, for the first year of its operation, it will get extra money because it exists. So that's a local authority trying to attract a transport company over to, to help move the people around a little bit. Just go across that. Let's not be fancy here. Let's go ahead and get an additional one here. So if you're just getting started, subsidies can be a massive help, and it gives you time and extra funds to get yourself established a little bit better. Let's run this up here. Okay, so we have got a long track now, which is actually the length of the map, more or less. Though admittedly it sidetracks a little bit and then goes up that hill. Oop, here comes the next train. Delivering to Printing Field Heights. Come on, give me some shiny dollar. Give me some money. Takes its time to unload it. 34, 17, bing, and another 5,700 per trip. That's actually working pretty well. I spent less than 100,000 on that. Well, almost 100,000 on it. And it's already producing 5,000 per trip. And it'll only get faster as it gets more, as the mine upgrades on it. It'll get faster, so it will generate more money over time, which is pretty nice. Let's see, we've got a break over there already, so we can actually get a couple of trains. So, this one is producing 140 odd per month. So, we need to have... Oh, I've accidentally built all this... I've accidentally built the new section in electric. Whoops. I want this to be faster though, so I'm going to take an SH125, which is the old intercity double engine ones that used to be really big in the UK. I'm not sure how big they were elsewhere. But basically it's a double engined one, double ended, so in a given length it's not going to carry quite as much, but it's got more speed, more power, and it carries a little bit inside itself as well. And again I'm going to refit it with coal trucks. So our target value is 150. 90, 120, 150, so that's 5. Now the problem is we're running into a station length issue here now. So we've got a length 5 train here. It tells you right at the side, but its capacity is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 30. That's 300, 240 plus a little bit extra because I need to refit it to carry coal. It cost me 10,000 to do that. I need a little bit more scratch. Oh wait, no, I already had that. Why is that bright red? It carries 244 tons of coal now. That's not quite enough, so I think I want a bigger station actually for these guys. 244. That's barely 2 months worth. 270. So length 6 will be enough for what I want of this thing. And I just tell this train to go to here, full load, deselect it, since I relearned that one. And then we got this really big coal carrying train which I'm telling to go over there. The problem is it's too long. Don't get me wrong, it can go into the stations and things quite happily. It suffers a massive penalty to its loading and unloading. But stations go up to size 7, so I've just expanded that slightly with a cheeky little bit on the end. Now, I don't think I can afford this. Yeah, I mean that's a lot more expensive. It's a much bigger train, but it costs 44,000 to build that. To build another one, and I want another one. So another 20,000 in the hole. I can go ahead and clone it, and we've got train 4 now available as well. And it will allow it to just keep on going. So yeah. And then that'll take a few months again to load up, but it's got a much longer trip to take. It goes all the way up here with its cargo. At least there's a fast forward mode, so you don't have to wait. You can keep on going if you would be so inclined. But this coal station is going to be very happy. Our first year of operation, we're in the hole by $222,000, but we gained $17,000 from our coal runs, and another coal run just made it through as well. Also, I need to expand this station slightly. Oh, our first one's actually going. It's winding very carefully, very awkwardly around the route, because quite frankly, it's going to struggle just a bit. But there you go, it just stopped at the end of that when it realised there was a train waiting, and oh, it broke down. Yeah. Every so often trains break down. They've got a reliability stat. As they get older and as the design gets outdated, their reliability tends to go down. But we've got this new train arriving at Pinfield Heights, and what will it fetch us? It's gone a lot further. What will you get? You will get 35,500 per trip, because it's come a long way and it has carried much coal. However, we saw in the background the other train has also left the station, so a couple of months loading time is more than 2 trains can handle, so this circuit actually needs more trains. Still, even with just that, our first train there, we have had a massive income. So that said, we've now got 5 trains running on this track, and it's not really built for it. Darn transport limitations. Yeah, these 2 trains are already here. I'm going to tell Train 3 to ignore the signal and just go on. Just get going. That's another thing. If you don't design your tracks right, you will have trains crashing into each other all the time, or just clog each other up and get in each other's way. I'm glad I expanded that intersection, actually. But we need to work on these tracks, and that is what I'm going to do for the next part. So, we've got the starting basis, we've got a massive cash flow starting to form, but the track is horribly inefficient. I never leave my first track in Transport Tycoon in this kind of condition, because it just gets in the way of everything. So, as I said, next time I will be straightening this track out and making it work properly. So, but until then, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show, and I will catch you all some other time. Yes, indeed. See you all later.